Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing, kind of. All right, kind of, with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, where's my brethren in Dublin, Ireland? And speaking of Dublin, Ireland, let's talk about the man Conor McGregor. Because look, a lot of people have been coming up to me talking about this damn fight, and I've been paying attention to it, and I've been enjoying the media tour. So I'm gonna have lots of videos on this fight for the you casuals out there. Okay. Now, this video is one that I know will probably get a lot of dislikes. It's one that I know MMA fans will be up in my comment section and they'll be going crazy. But it is the truth. Now, I am not an expert in the UFC, but I know enough to know this. And that is the fact that Conor McGregor is not even the best fighter in his own damn sport. So how is he going to come to boxing? Okay? How is he going to come to boxing and take on one of the best fighters in the sport and claim that he is boxing and all this stuff when he hasn't even conquered his own sport? Now, I know what you're saying. You're saying, BT, you don't know a damn thing about the MMA. You don't know a damn thing about the UFC. Well, in boxing, we have this thing called BoxRec. They have something different for UFC and MMA fighters. It's called SureDog. So we're going to go on SureDog.com, which is basically like BoxRec for UFC fighters, and we're going to look at this man's resume. Now, we know that this man, Conor McGregor, he fought Nate Diaz in the first fight, and what happened? He quit. He submitted against Nate Diaz. Obviously, he won the rematch. A majority decision, by the way. It wasn't unanimous. It was a majority decision. But he quit in the Nate Diaz fight. Now, McGregor fanboys will say that he only had a week to prepare, and he couldn't beat him because he only had a week, and he was so tough. And he lost, all right? In boxing, I mean, there's so many guys that I try to do that for, and people want to discredit me. So we're gonna treat Nate Diaz or Conor McGregor like he is a boxer. All right, he lost and he quit. Okay, so there's that. Now his other losses of his career came way back in 2010 and 2008. He fought some guy named Joseph Duffy. All right, and what happened in that fight? He quit in that fight too via submission. And then he fought some other guy. Now, this one was a kicker for me. This was his third fight in of his pro MMA career. He fought some guy whose name I can't pronounce. It's like Artemeji Sitinkanov. I don't know how to say his name, but he quit against him too in about a minute and 9 seconds of the first round against this guy. And I looked at this guy's record. This dude's record, he has 15 wins and 16 losses. McGregor quit against a guy with 16 losses. Are you serious? That's like Mayweather fighting some bum, some guy who's a D-class fighter, lower C-class fighter, F-class fighter, with like 15, 16 losses and getting knocked out. That would never happen to Mayweather. He never fights down to his level of opposition. So I saw that. I was mind blown, and it dawned on me. BT, Conor McGregor is not even the best in his own sport, and he's a manufactured champion by the powers that be, Dana White, Fox Sports 1, ESPN, and the sports media at large. He can talk a good game. I give him that. He's a great entertainer. He throws his hands very well for a UFC fighter, but he's a hype job. He's a hype job. People want to say, well, he beat Nate Diaz. He also lost Nate Diaz. The way it works in boxing is if you have two fights, you got to have that third one to see who wins the trilogy. And he hasn't had that fight yet. So as far as I'm concerned, he still has Nate Diaz problems, and he quit 3 times in his career. And one of them was to a guy with 16 losses, more losses than he has wins. I mean, I'm no MMA expert, but if you're submitting against guys with more losses than wins, you got problems. And let me see. What was his record at the time he fought Mayweather? Or McGregor, I should say. Let's see. He had, let me see, one. Okay, so he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He had 5 wins, and he had 4 losses. So the dude was barely above 500 fighter at the time McGregor fought him. And even that's pretty bad. I mean, I don't think it's good to condemn guys losing, but to be a 500 fighter at the elite class in combat sports, it's a joke. And honestly, McGregor trying to come to boxing and fight Floyd Mayweather. Like it's a joke, man. And if he wins, all credit to him. But he gonna have to show me. I mean, honestly, the dude has conquered his own sport. Not even the best fighter in the UFC. Demetrius Johnson's the best fighter in the UFC. The dude been like beating everybody in his weight class. The guy designed tournaments just to try to get Demetrius Johnson beat. He's the number one pound for pound fighter in UFC, not Conor McGregor. So all this McGregor hype, like, it's ridiculous. And like I said before, he is not, nor has he ever, at any point in time, been the best fighter in the UFC. I mean, I know he's been out for a while, but you had John Jones, you had Demetrius Johnson, you had, even with the women, like if you want to include the women, Ronda Rousey was doing her thing for a little bit. I mean, come on, man, Conor McGregor, he ain't even conquered his own sport, so we know he ain't gonna conquer boxing. So this is a public service announcement from your boy BT, just kidding you, True School Sports. Want to let you guys know, the boxing fans out there know, and for you UFC fans may stumble across this video, that your boy Conor McGregor is a hype job. And the dude, he quit against somebody with 16 losses. So get out of here with that garbage that he's the best in his sport. Dude hasn't even conquered the UFC yet. So that's what it is. You can love me, we don't care. You can hate me, I really don't care. But I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys. All right? God bless.